Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name's Nicole. My pronouns are she and her, and I live in the Pacific Northwest on the traditional unceded territories of the Coast Salish nations. And today we're doing a budget reconciliation for February 2022. When I reconcile, most of the time in the ideal situation, I don't really have like a lot to reflect on. I'm usually just like, oh, I should spend less money in groceries, moving on. But this month was kind of a train wreck, and I kind of had to decide, like, should I do some reflections and come up with some like goals for next month, or should I just like power through this and be done? And I decided to go with power through and be done. Now, if you're new here, I use an app called Every Dollar. I use the free version. It's a Dave Ramsey app, and I'm not a fan of Dave Ramsey, but this app works really well for the way I do my budget. And at the end of the month, I go through and I change everything in the planned category to the actual category. So I plan it all out and I make sure this number is an every dollar budget. And then at the end of the month, I change everything that was planned to the actual number. And I hope that this is a every dollar category, but it's not in this case. So we're going to figure that out. That's what this video is about. If you are returning, you already know all that. But as always, I appreciate you showing up and helping me stay accountable with my budget. And I hope that whether you are new or returning, your budget is going well this month, better than mine. And if not, I just am glad that you are surviving, as we all are. So to hit the kind of good, the bad, the ugly, I had planned for an income of $3,500. I brought in just about $3,500, $3,515, $25. I am a month ahead, and so I'm spending in February what I actually made in January, but I do still usually round down a little. I got a couple of unexpected income items this month. So I got a gift for my birthday of $100. My sweet parents always send something. And I also got my tax return, which was $1,484, some mileage back for driving for work, some random check for $6.94 from some like class action settlement, I don't know. And I volunteered at a sale, and they gave all the volunteers 10 volunteer bucks, which was very sweet to put towards something that we bought at the market. And I did, in fact, buy something at that market. So scrolling on down, some things that weren't planned for, I had sharing my income. This is a huge part of my budget for the last few years, but this year I had to change it up because of some income changes and challenges. And so I actually stopped all of my recurring things, but I actually decided that my $5 monthly donation to the Trans Lifeline, I decided I can't stop that, and so I'm just going to keep doing that. And then 2% to art, I was also incorporating that into my budget for the last few years, but this year I'm not, but I did actually spend some money and I decided to put it there. I don't really know why. So as you can see, I've added those in because those are the actual numbers. I got $100 for my birthday, and so I'm going to add that to my me fund, which leaves me with $43.05. So this is like free gift money, and so I will do my best to keep it in that free gift category. One reason why I love having a budget is that I've actually gotten to like enjoy things like if I'm given money a gift or something like a gift of money, because I actually can separate it. Even in a month like this where I'm over at this point in the game, I usually can make this work, whereas I used to just have to put everything towards like rent or whatever. I'm sure you can relate. I'm sure that, we've all experienced that sometime in our life and may again soon. I'm definitely going into a more lean season of my life. And so we will see how that goes. At the moment, I am still able to do my $500 contribution to my Roth IRA. So while my base income is pretty good, my base income, I usually bring home around $3,000, and that is after some retirement contributions. And then I do my Roth IRA on top of that. So I was using additional income, side gig income for most of my more expendable income things. So definitely feeling the squeeze, but also recognizing that I am in a very privileged place of having, $500 extra a month. 5 years ago, if you go back to my first videos, I maybe had just started putting a little bit in every month, and that was a huge stretch for me. So it definitely feels good. And I always want to keep that privilege at the forefront of my mind. Okay, so household stuff, usual. Groceries, I had planned for $275 and I spent $717. $330 of that was for my CSA this summer, and so I'll adjust my summer grocery budget. So my yearly budget will stay about the same, but I was, of course, over a little bit, even even taking that into account. So I had planned in March to pay the rest of my CSA, but just the way it worked out, it made more sense to pay it off in February. In restaurants, I'd planned $75 and I spent $217, so way over in both of those areas. Household, I think I'd planned $35 and I only spent $21 or $22. In kitties, I'd planned $80, but Chewy was actually out of their cat food that they send every month, and so I paid $0. All right, scrolling down. In gas, I was just under. I planned $100 and I spent $90, which is great. I was driving a bit more this last few weeks and into March, so I'm excited to be under the 100. And then I had an unexpected thing, which was my driver's license renewal. So, car registration, and what's another thing? Car registration and renter's insurance. I save up for those all year and pay them when they're due. Driver's license renewal, I didn't even think about. So that was $72. So I added it here, but I don't know. I think that's kind of something I can cash flow as infrequently as it happens. In entertainment or personal spending, fun, I gave myself $70 was kind of the leftover of my budget, and I ended up spending $104. What are you gonna do? And then auto insurance was the usual, the higher amount, $150, $145. And then let's go into sinking funds. Okay, so I had planned for the cat fund $0 this month, and actually, hold up. Let me make that. I had planned $0, but then I ended up spending over $1,000. But actually, sinking funds work a little different than the other things. So I was only over $245.34. Okay, $245. Well, actually, let's just do this. I had planned $0. I spent over $1,000. And the car fund, I had planned $750. I'm trying to basically have enough to do my basic maintenance and then have enough to cover either an emergency like a repair that's unexpected, or I'm getting to know this new to me car, but it is a used car. So, who knows when tires will be needing to be replaced or the brakes will need to be replaced. So I'd just like to have about $1,400 available in case I had something big happen. That was kind of the goal for me. So, and then if you don't know, I've been having basically incessant for the entire pandemic, incessant cat health problems. And at this point, I've actually just changed my tact completely, and I'm just trying to stay ahead of the cat health stuff. I'm hoping it will settle down because they are happy and comfortable and healthy, not because they leave this dimension. But if it doesn't settle down, I'm just trying to stay ahead of it and not get into any debt for them, which again is a huge privilege. But I will say in the day-to-day situation is very stressful feeling. Okay, so 245.34 there. I adjusted a couple of things. So I spent some money on clothes. I spent a lot of money in February on random things. I wouldn't say I regret any of those things, but like, I think I was just sort of trying to do some retail therapy. I just uploaded a short that talks about going to the library to feed that retail therapy, get stuff, dopamine kind of feeling, but for free. So if you want to check that short out, and also if you do check it out, please like it. For some reason, 3 people disliked it. I don't know why. But anyway, let's wrap this up. I'm going to scroll all the way down and just say that in the car, my payment every month is $137.37. It's a very low overhead. But I actually did an additional payment. So I did a little sprinkle payment. I did record it, although I have to see if I can adjust it so that like personal information isn't visible. And if I can, I'll post it. But I did a little sprinkle payment of $44.89, and that comes from the miscellaneous income, this settlement, and this mileage. So I did a little sprinkle payment, and I'm going to apply that now. So this is a historic moment. A little sprinkle payment of $44.89. That went straight to principal, which is awesome. So there you go, $182.26 total this month. Student loans, we're not paying them yet. They will be coming in May if they don't get pushed back again. I am definitely crossing my fingers on that. So yeah, let's get this worked out. Okay, so I have, even with 7, okay, this is right. Okay, so with $750 still going to my car, which was what my yearly budget, what was allocated, and then with $245.34 going to cat fund unexpectedly, I still have $628.58 left to allocate, and that is because despite all of my overspending this month, I had that additional income of my tax return, and that's pretty much it. My tax return, I did get that birthday money, but that went in the me fund. And so where am I going to allocate this? Well, you know where I'm going to allocate it. I'm allocating it to the kittles because I got to stay ahead of that. So $873.92 going to the cats. So that leaves me with $628.58 in their account. And just as a reminder, the main thing that cost me this month with them is taking Junior to the emergency vet. Hopefully we don't have to do that again. So yeah, that's it. It's an every dollar budget. I am ahead in the cat department. And you know what? It is actually March 10th. I'm making this video quite late, and I think I've done actually a pretty good job at not spending a lot of random money for sort of good feelings and dopamine catching versus like usefulness. So hopefully March will be an even better month. I hope that February was good for you and you're doing really well in your March budget, and I will see you in the next video.